Right now, you feel lost. Not completely broken, not completely failing, just stuck. You don't know exactly what you're doing, where you're going, or if you're even on the right path. And the worst part is, everyone else seems like they have it figured out. They look focused, they look certain, and you start thinking, why don't I feel that way? But here's the truth no one tells you. Feeling lost is not the problem. It's a signal. Most people think feeling lost means something is wrong with them, that they're behind, that they made bad choices. But feeling lost doesn't come from failure. It comes from misalignment, from living a life that doesn't fully belong to you. And the longer you ignore it, the stronger that feeling gets. So if you've been feeling stuck, confused, or directionless, here's the real reason why. Most people don't choose their life. They inherit it. From family expectations, social pressure, or what seems safe. You pick a direction not because it excites you, but because it makes sense. It's stable. It's acceptable. It's what you're supposed to do. And at first, it feels fine. But over time, something feels off. You're moving, but not really going anywhere that matters to you. The problem is, your brain can't stay motivated towards something it doesn't truly care about. You can force yourself for a while, but eventually you lose energy. You lose focus. You lose meaning. And that emptiness feels like being lost. But you're not lost. You're just on a path that was never yours to begin with. Every time you open your phone, you see people winning. People your age making money, traveling, building something, achieving something. And without realizing it, you start measuring your life against theirs. You start thinking, I should be further. I'm behind. I'm wasting time. Comparison creates artificial pressure. It makes you chase timelines that don't belong to you. It makes you question your progress even when you're doing fine. And over time, it disconnects you from your own journey. Instead of asking, what do I want? You start asking, am I doing better than them? That question will never give you clarity. It will only make you feel lost because you're trying to navigate your life using someone else's map. You tell yourself you want clarity, but when it's time to choose a direction, you hesitate. Because choosing one path means closing the door to others. What if it's the wrong choice? What if you fail? What if you waste time? So instead of committing, you stay in between. You explore a little. You think a lot. You plan. You wait. You tell yourself you're figuring things out. But in reality, you're avoiding the risk of being wrong. Here's the truth. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You don't think your way into knowing what you want. You move, you try, you fail, and through that, you figure it out. Staying still doesn't protect you. It keeps you stuck. When was the last time you actually sat with your own thoughts without distraction? No phone, no noise, no content. Just you. Most people can't do it for more than a few minutes because silence is uncomfortable. So you fill your time. Social media, videos, music, constant input. But the more noise you consume, the harder it becomes to hear your own voice. You lose clarity not because you don't have answers, but because you're never quiet long enough to notice them. Being lost is often just being disconnected from your values, your interests, your instincts. And if you don't reconnect, you'll keep searching outside for answers that can only come from within. You think one day you'll wake up and suddenly know exactly what you want, that everything will make sense, that you'll feel certain. But that's not how it works. Clarity is built, not found. It comes from trying things that don't work, from making mistakes, from going in the wrong direction and realizing it. But most people avoid that process because it's uncomfortable, it's messy, it's uncertain. So they wait for clarity instead of building it. And while they wait, nothing changes. That's why they feel stuck. Not because they don't have options, but because they're avoiding the process that creates direction. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. You're not lost because life is confusing. You're lost because you've been avoiding decisions, avoiding discomfort, and avoiding responsibility for your own direction. It's easier to scroll, easier to compare, easier to wait, easier to say, "I don't know what I'm doing." Because as long as you say that, you don't have to take action. You don't have to risk being wrong. But staying lost has a cost: time, energy, confidence. The longer you stay in that state, the harder it becomes to move. Feeling lost is not a failure. It's a signal. It means your current path is not aligned. It means something needs to change. It means you've outgrown where you are, but haven't stepped into what's next. And that's uncomfortable. But it's also an opportunity. Because once you see it clearly, you can do something about it. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to start moving. Try something. Adjust. Try again. Pay attention to what gives you energy and what drains it. That's your direction. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel certain. Those feelings come after you start, not before. You're not behind. You're not broken. And you're not truly lost. You're just at a point where it's time to choose a direction and move. And the moment you do, even imperfectly, you'll realize something. You were never as lost as you thought. You were just standing still.